Ha, that's what I was doing. Okay, so I was practicing this lick. Right, it's a turn around a lot of stuff. But it also is so very close to Asadora no Yuunta, which is played on the sun sheet. That's the one that goes Sa kimi wa no naka no. But let's see, how does it go? There, I had to remember it. It sounds so close that that I started to sing. Sa kimi wa no naka no in my head as I was playing along, which is weird because I thought I was playing bluegrass and then I wasn't. I was playing Asadora no Yuunta. Yeah, so I'm J Flat Note. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you're a returning visitor. If you're a first-time visitor, or really probably nobody's listening, but that's just fine. I was going to do another one of my weird music videos from bed. It's really kind of a hard RA day, but it was really loud in there, so I came out here instead. Like many of you, yesterday was Sunday, and so like many of you, I spent a good portion of my day at a bluegrass jam. I got there and I didn't end up taking my mandolin out of the case for even a moment. I walked in and there were custom mandolins, and there was a really nice Eastman. It's a model that I've been looking at online for maybe a birthday present. But the people playing the instruments were really rad, but the people playing them were so good. And there were enough mandolins, so it just stayed in its case, and I played the guitar, which, you know, I have my Martin Performer series that really has a nice, bite in an acoustic mix, and so it does really well. I mostly just I use it as a rhythm instrument. I just bar up, and then I kind of actually play it like a mandolin, really. But yeah, so in looking at my mandolin today to change the strings, I realized that there aren't a whole lot of reviews that I've found online, and also I haven't really ever talked about or showed off my mandolin, and it's really one of my prized instruments. So here we have the Gretsch New Yorker Supreme model. I'll take the tuner off so you can see the headstock. I bought this 2012-ish, maybe a little bit before that. So I've played it for 10 years. I've put a lot of new strings on it. Not that I've ever really gotten better or even good, but yeah, it's a beautiful instrument. So all solid top, back and sides, mahogany. The one, the nuance there is that it's pressed solid wood instead of carved solid wood. And looking online, a lot of people seem to have a problem with that conceptually. I think a lot of those people have played neither type of instrument. Certainly for my purposes, I'm not good enough to ever have come even remotely close to the limits of the tone of the instrument. And I would challenge most of the people who are making comments about such an instrument. I would suggest that very likely they are also not ever going to come to the limits of the tone of an instrument like this. Something that I really like, the instrument doesn't have binding either on the top or the bottom, or on the neck. When I bought it, that was something that people, that the guy I bought it from said, oh, well, you know, it doesn't have any binding on it. It's probably going to come apart. I played it for 10 years, sometimes less so and sometimes very, very, very intensely. But over the course of 10 years, living in multiple different climates, from the desert to the coast to whatever you can call Portland, to the it's held up. The top has not separated. The tone has just become better and better over time. Certainly, I think this is my third or fourth bridge. I have a really horrible problem dropping things on my case. I need to get a better case, I understand. But, yeah, so I've gotten pretty good at fitting bridges because of that. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this? I don't know, come to think of it, what the fingerboard is. It's a super pitty wood, so it feels like ebony-ish, but it's red, or I'd say purple heart, but it's not that dense. Regardless, I've never felt any complaints about the fretboard. The frets are nice. The tailpiece is super crappy. And that's something, if you look these instruments up online, that's like the first thing that you will see, is that people hate the tailpiece. Most people replace them with James tailpieces. I think that's rather cool because, you know, but I have resisted over the years because I paid $199 for this, and I think the James tailpieces are like $80, $90. And it seems weird to spend half the price of the instrument just to upgrade a part of the instrument that you only use, well, you should be using more often than you do. You should be changing your strings more often than you do. I guarantee it. And if you change your strings as often as you should, good on you. I forgot what I was talking about now. Yes, the parts on it. Another part that isn't that great is this, the what do you call them? The pick guard. I've seen a lot of people just took them off. It does what it is supposed to, though. It gives you a little bit of an elevated place to plant your pinky, so that you can consistently find the strings like it's for. It's certainly a habit that I've been working on building. I'm not a plucked strings player by training. I'm a piano player, so I don't have a lot of these good habits, like placing my thumb behind a guitar when I play, or you know, planting my pinky so that I have a reference of where to put my fingers. But it's something I'm working on, and this serves the purpose, I guess. At some point, I plan on going on StewMac and getting a nice sheet of that imitation turtle shell and making a better pick guard. But it works for what it is. I bought this armrest. I think I bought it at Banjo Bang Clark, and I kind of remember it being super expensive. Looking around now, everybody has them now for not nearly as expensive. But one of the cool things was I got to pick the wood, and I wanted it to be pretty close. String dampeners, these are like $5 for 4 on Amazon, but honestly, they are 1/4-inch rubber washers. Not 1/4-inch, 1/8-inch rubber washers that you get from the fittings drawer at Ace Hardware for like 17 cents each. I just made a handful in a bag and bought them. I think I got like 30 of them. Because when you change the strings, you lose them, and you're like, oh boy, that was $1.25 that I just lost somewhere in the carpet. So I bought a whole bunch of them, and then when I lose them, I don't cry. I think that's the end of my upgrades. Oh, strap button. For years, I actually just recently put this on because I bought a bunch of strap buttons. For years, I used a string loop through the underneath, behind the nut, and that worked fairly well, except I move a lot when I play, and that tended to, up here would pinch as I moved, and then I couldn't fret anything on the first fret, or it was really hard and I was fighting with getting my hand up there. So it's been nice to have the strap button. If I had it to do over again, I'd move it just a tiny bit because it makes it fit a little bit snugger in the case. But overall, $199 is what I paid for it 10 years ago. I actually don't know if they make these anymore. I have mostly found sold out messages when I've looked for it online. So who knows what it goes for today? Someone should look that up. That would be, oh, I should look that up. I should have looked that up before I made this video, but I didn't really know what I was going to talk about. So here we are, the Gretsch New Yorker Supreme mandolin in solid mahogany. It's got a pretty tone. And hopefully that if you're thinking of buying one, if you found one on Craigslist, please, if you found it on Craigslist and it's not trash, buy it. But if you found one and you're thinking about purchasing it, is particularly in the beginner price range, the 200 and lower ish, I don't think you can go wrong. I always hate the end of videos because I don't know what to say. Like, peace out.